Hey, Radiant Mamas. Welcome to something new here on Radiant Mom Rising. Mini episodes every other week that give you a quick inspiration, mindset shifts, and practical tips to help you thrive in both motherhood and business. These are designed to be short, powerful, and something you can fit into your busy day. Let's dive in. Hey, Mama. By the time you're listening to this, our family will be getting ready to head to Virginia. Every summer, we have always tried to make a trip to Rich Hill. If you've been around here for a while, you probably heard me mention it before, but this is Alan's childhood home and it's tucked away in the mountains. It's a place where there's no internet. And at first, I remember it used to sound so inconvenient. I know there's hotspot and things like that for temporary usage, but honestly, now it is one of my favorite parts about it. The mountain, it stretches for miles. The view is incredible. The air feels different. It's just so peaceful there. The pace is different. The kids, we spend all day like playing outside. We play board games. We sit out on the porch. We laugh. We slow down. And every single time we go, I just leave feeling like I can hear myself think again. It's just a really great getaway. And this year, we honestly weren't sure we were going to make it. We had a lot going on with work, schedules, finances, all the things. We weren't sure. But then we started talking about it, and one person kept coming up, and that's Josiah, because it's actually his favorite place to go. And also knowing that he's leaving for college soon, we looked at each other and we realized like we don't know where our summer's going to look like next year or how life is going to be. It's changing. Our family's changing, and some moments don't come back around. So we decided to make it happen, not because it was the easiest decision with things going on, but because it was the right one. And that got me thinking a lot about how often we let the fear of making the wrong decision keep us from making any decision at all. And I think that's so true in motherhood, in business, in our healing. And it's true when you're trying to become someone that you've never been before. I know I've made a lot of mistakes over the years, some personal, some in business, some I saw coming, some I didn't. I've launched offers that no one bought. I've changed directions more times than I can count. I've questioned myself. I've invested in coaching before I felt ready. I've recorded podcast episodes I almost didn't publish because I thought, who am I to be talking about this? I've had moments where I wondered if I was wasting my time. And maybe you've had those moments too. Recently, I received a congratulations that my podcast has reached over 5,000 downloads. And if I'm being honest, it was funny how that little dragon, that voice, came up and tried to be like, oh, there's so many people doing more than that. And so should you even share that? And I love how I'm at such an awareness with myself and knowing how that is, that I didn't just allow that thought to drive my behavior or my actions. Instead, what I did is I journaled. I journaled about it. I got some clarity around that. And I also decided to reframe that, to change that, to choose no. Every milestone, no matter how big or small, deserves to be celebrated. And it was wonderful getting to share that moment, because the difference now is that I don't see these moments the same way anymore. Years ago, every mistake felt like proof that maybe I wasn't cut out for this. Now, I see mistakes differently. I see them as tuition, not failure, tuition, because every lesson I've paid for, every hard season, every wrong turn, every moment I wish I could do over has given me something I couldn't have learned any other way. When I look back over my life, like from addiction to becoming a single mom, to rebuilding my life, to getting married, to becoming a mom again, to starting a business, to launching a podcast, to creating programs that have evolved over time, I wouldn't erase any of it. Not because it was easy. I mean, there are chapters, trust me, I never want to relive again, but every one of those chapters taught me something. And now those lessons have become part of what I get to hand back to other women. I think that's one of the most beautiful parts of healing. Your hardest chapters eventually become someone else's shortcut. Not because you can keep them from ever experiencing pain. Some lessons have to be lived, but maybe you can help them move through those seasons with more confidence, with more self-trust, more hope. And maybe you can save them years of believing something about themselves that was never true in the first place. I mean, who here can just stop for a second and think about the years of believing something about yourself that really wasn't true in the first place, but because you believed it so much, even subconsciously, it caused you to sabotage so much in your life, whether it was relationships, whether it was missing out on opportunities, not taking action sooner than later. I mean, that's so powerful in itself because our experience is everything, all the ups and downs is meant for us to help others in some way or another. It's meant for us to learn from. And, just knowing that changes everything. One of the biggest shifts I've had recently is realizing that successful women aren't successful because they make fewer mistakes. They're successful because they recover faster. They don't spend 6 months making one mistake mean something about who they are. What they do instead is they ask, well, what is this here to teach me? And then they keep walking. And I wish more moms knew that because I think so many women are waiting until they're certain before they move. So many are waiting until they're confident before they apply, until they know exactly how everything will work out before they begin, which is why so many people never begin to in the first place. I mean, think about think about it. How overwhelming is it even like to think about all the things that you need to do even in a day. Okay. When you wake up in the morning, it is so easy to bombard your mind with like all the responsibilities. Oh, I have to make this appointment for this person. I have to make sure that I do the schedules. I have to do this. I have to do that. I remember, oh my gosh, I remember years ago where I would wake up and that would be immediately what would hit my mind. And I would be so stressed out and so overwhelmed before I even got started with my day. And let me tell you, it ruined not only my whole day, but what was crazy was that I would be done with all of it in no time. And I was like, why did I stress out so much? Like it was going to take me days to get what I got done. And so I just want to put that out there because I've seen this so many times with people where and I'm guilty of this too, right? Where I've been coached on this myself, where it's like because we want the end result so bad right now, we try to force the results or the versions of ourselves even that's further along in phase 10 when we're actually just in phase 3. So does that make sense? This is what I love talking about moms about honoring where you are because this is so important, anyone listening, when it comes to honoring where you are. Yes, I know you want to have that multi-million dollar business or that life of freedom, but when you're in just phase 1 or 2, that doesn't come yet. But it doesn't mean it's not waiting for you. But you still have to go through that phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5 even of learning, growth, evolving, figuring it out before you see that. And that's where so many people quit on themselves is because when you're in those earlier phases where things are not happening yet, it's easy to doubt yourself. It's easy to be like, this is too freaking hard. I just want to go back. And of course, our minds are even pushing for that and encouraging you to just give up, go back. It's easier, it's comfortable, it's safe. And so this is the battle, you guys, that we all face. But certainty rarely ever comes first. Action does, growth does, experience does. One of the things that I love at Rich Hill is like when you're standing in the mountains, like you notice something. You stop staring at your feet and you naturally lift your eyes. You start looking farther ahead. You see possibilities you couldn't see when you were focused on the next few steps. And I think that's what perspective does. And that's what this whole identity reset journey has really been about for me. It's like learning to lift your eyes again, seeing yourself differently, seeing your future differently, leading yourself differently. I mean, can you imagine where that would take you in life? So, before we wrap up here today, I just want to leave you with one question. Is there a decision that you've been postponing, not because you don't want to do it, not because you don't know what to do, but because you're trying to guarantee it'll work before you begin? Maybe it's applying for the job. Maybe it's starting the business. Maybe it's setting the boundary, or it could be asking for help, investing in yourself, or finally admitting what you really want. And then I want you to ask yourself, am I waiting because I need more information or because I'm afraid of becoming someone new? Sit with that because I think your answer might surprise you. Soon I'm opening the doors to something I've been building with my whole heart. Not because it's perfect, not because I figured everything out, but because I believe deeply in what this work can do. I've seen myself grow in so many ways over these years of what I've learned, what I've been through with coaching, what I've been through on this journey, entrepreneurial journey, on the podcast journey, from learning from my guest, from everything, for my own personal growth. And I believe moms deserve more than another course they'll never finish. I believe that they deserve a place where they can keep growing through every season of life, a place where they're supported when life is hard and celebrated when life is beautiful, a place where you don't have to disappear every time fear, doubt, or overwhelm shows up, a place where becoming isn't a one-time event. It's simply the way they choose to live. If you've been listening to this series from the beginning, I hope you've noticed something. I haven't been trying to convince you that you need me. I've been trying to remind you of something you've probably known all along, and that there's more in you, more courage than you've been giving yourself credit for, more wisdom than you've been trusting, more resilience than you've realized, more life waiting to be lived. Identity reset is about finally giving yourself permission to become the woman you've been all along as you step more into the version of yourself you were always meant to be. And if something inside of you has been quietly whispering that, I think this is for me, don't ignore that whisper. Sometimes the smallest yes becomes the beginning of the biggest transformation. I'd love to invite you to join the waitlist. I'm also continuing to offer a limited number of free connection calls because I want to hear directly from moms about what you're navigating and what kind of support you need right now. Because this isn't about just creating another program. I want to build a community where women can keep becoming together. I also want to leave you with, if you've been feeling that pressure or beating yourself up or doubting yourself because you're kind of struggling in that early phase of your journey of things are not happening yet. I'm trying, I'm putting myself out there, I'm reaching out, I'm getting no calls, I'm getting no sales. It seems like I'm doing all the right things that people tell me, oh, do this, do that, and it seems like nothing's happening. Then I do want to invite you to just understand that this is part of the process. And when they say trust the process, that's what they mean is trust in yourself, trust in that vision, and know that it's all unfolding exactly as it's meant to be. And everything that you believe and choose at the end of the day will determine the results and the outcome and the time frame of when it happens. The more you allow yourself to dive into this work and do it and show up, no matter how hard it feels, no matter how much you have these thoughts that tell you you're just wasting your time, keep going, keep showing up, keep doing whatever it takes. Like that's part of what I want to help create in this program is like a plan for us, for you specifically. What are you going to do when the momentum goes away? What are you going to do on the hard days where you don't feel like doing nothing? Like what would help you, whether it be taking some rest, diving into something that lights you up so that you can be relit in your energy? Is it meditating? Is it taking that walk? Whatever it is that can help you to reset so that you can get back up on. It's like falling off that bike, falling off that horse. What do they tell you? You get back up there, right? But you don't want to be that kind of person who constantly pushes so much through all the things that you end up getting so burnt out. That's not the goal. The goal is to learn how to honor yourself and listen to your body and learn how to regulate your nervous system and do the things that will help you get back healthy, get back on track, get back at that momentum, then just keep going and believing and knowing that it is all working out in your favor. That's what this is for, and that's what I'm building here. So if that's what you want, links are below. Or contact me, reach out to me. If you want to hop on a call and just talk about it, I'm here for you. That is my dream. It's why I do what I do, because I believe in you. I believe everyone deserves to live their dreams. Everyone deserves to go after what they want. Everyone deserves to feel good in their body, to feel good about what they're doing. We all deserve that. And we give up so much of ourselves, so much of our time, so much of our energy for everyone else. We matter too. You matter too, Mom. So until next time, Mama, keep lifting your eyes. Keep trusting the woman you're becoming. And remember, your future isn't built by avoiding every mistake. It's built by having the courage to keep taking the next step. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope this episode gave you that little spark of inspiration you needed. If you loved what you heard, be sure to subscribe to the Radiant Mom Rising podcast so you never miss an episode. And if this show has made a difference for you, it would mean the world if you take a moment to leave a review. Your words not only encourage me, but they help more amazing moms like you find this message too. If you're ready to take the next step and start creating the life and business you've been dreaming of, visit marydibblecoaching.com. You can take the free quiz to discover your next step or schedule your free discovery call. Let's start turning your dreams into reality together, because you deserve to thrive, not just survive. Much love.